Session 2 notes. Your stronghold keep is awaiting you. Thomas Howard, the Lord High Steward of Waterdeep, was sent to support your stronghold operations. The name of your establishment is currently titled Earth's Chain until you decide a name of your own. The following construction options are now available: a tower, a temple, or establishment, each of which costs 8,000 gold pieces and 120 days of downtime to build. Class-specific structures that are individual for each of your respective class selections will be available starting the following session. The keep will allow you to raise an army of infantry, archers, and cavalry. The tower allows magical research, alchemy, and long-range spellcasting. The temple allows resurrection and healing services free of charge. And finally, your establishments are businesses that can generate goods and revenue. So let's jump right into the session. Before the party left town, each was presented with a letter from a courier. The one for Steve-O read, "I came across a mirror that showed your reflection instead of mine. Meet me at the Enclave in 2 weeks." Pat's read, "I'll show you how to make powerful poisons. Meet me at the apothecary in 2 weeks." Leo, "I'll show you how to make magical armor. Meet at the Lord's Palace." Crimson, "I have a blueprint for making magical weapons. Meet me in the graveyard." Yelna, "I'll teach you how to brew potions. Meet me at the magic mortar." Yorkle, "I'll teach you techniques of holy combat. Meet me at the temple." And as you pushed off the docks in the boat called the Frost Skimmer, which is skippered by Captain Larusta Frostface and his first mate Shiner, as you push away from the docks, the frumpy old lady whom you met before offered you the stew, which some of you ate and got an inspiration for. She comes up to the rails along the dock, and she puts her hands on the rail, and she had so much momentum behind her, her frumpy hair got out ahead of her, and she threw her head back and exclaimed, "Beware of the dragons, beware of the stalker of dreams, beware the talons of power and fire, beware the one who is not what she seems. Something is coming to shake the earth. Something is coming to scorch the ground. Waterdeep will fall beneath thunder and ice, unless the mask of 5 can be found." And with that, she makes an about face and goes back the direction from which she came. So the party then disembarked on the Frost Skimmer, and after a welcome aboard, the first mate, Shiner, gets into a bit of an exchange with the captain, who reveals why they call him Shiner, because he likes to shine little trinkets, and he becomes aware each of the party members has a trinket on their person, and he asks to examine each one, the golden whistle, the dragon blood, the dice, the egg, the idol, and the book. Each party member rolled a die depending on how they role-played their situation there with their particular trinket, and the range went all the way from rolling a 1 all the way to a 5, and I will be revealing what each of those respective rolls means a little bit later on. The party searched for Macath the Crimson to find the missing Drakhorn, and the party is very much aware of the monsters that are at sea from their last episode, and they were attacked on the route by some Marin, giant octopi, and some sea trolls, and the trolls tried to scale the sides of the boat, as well as the Marin and the octopi also scaled the sides of the boat, and in a heroic gesture, Frostface was able to turn the ship hard to starboard, which shucked the 2 trolls off of the back of the boat, and then they dropped their extra sail, which enabled them to pick up enough speed to outrun the trolls. but the other enemies were on board. The party was able to fight them off, and unfortunately, the ship hit something in the water which damaged its rudder. The crew was able to repair that on shore, but the ship was disabled for a period of time. The heroes took a long rest and went on shore. Heroes encountered ice toads, and they had a little bit of experience with the ice toads in the past, just when Severin and his pseudo-dragon had spoken about them in the arena, which induced a bit of a diarrhea type effect in the pseudo-dragon when he ate them. And they disembarked. They interacted with a druid and a gladiator who met them on shore and got into a bit of an arm wrestling contest. After just critically failing with the druid, the other party member was able to successfully arm wrestle with the gladiator, who showed them a bit of a shortcut down into the ice cavern to find Macath. So when the party went into the cave, they heard a loud snoring sound that was something like over and over again. Cavern. As they moved through the cavern, it got a little bit louder at times. They found Macath, who was surrounded by some kobolds, and the kobolds quickly sized up the party members, and after a brief negotiation agreed to step aside, and the party talked to Macath about it. She explained to them that she's been down in the cave, more or less a prisoner or slave of the white dragon Orthor, and he has had her translating and deciphering these magical books that he's stolen over the ages. And after questioning him about why, he said that his love affair, one ancient female dragon, was once under the command of a very powerful wizard. He was more or less her master, and she loved him so dearly that even after he passed away, she kept his dead and decayed corpse strapped onto a chariot on her back. So when she flies, the deceased wizard is right there on her back with her. And Orthor believes that if he possesses the magic of these tomes, or at least is fluent in their parlance, that he would be able to engage in dialogue that would woo this female ancient dragon that's sort of his love affection, and she will drop off her amour for the deceased wizard. So the party then follows Macath down to the dragon's chamber, and they fought valiantly against the dragon. They attempted to negotiate with him, but they were in his lair, and he is just as evil can be, and wasn't having it. He exclaimed, "My armor is like a glacier, my teeth swords, my claws spears, the shock of my tail a thunderbolt, my wings a storm, and my breath is death," and attacked them. And so they were able to dispatch the dragon, and in its horde they were able to take a treasure in combination with a treasure chest that they found in the trophy room, amounting to 800 gold pieces and 20 stones, 4 valued at 200, 4 valued at 400, 6 valued at 600, 6 valued at 800, a scroll of alarm, a scroll of disguised self, a magic book with a gold lock on it, the recipe of toady wort, which calls for 2 ice toad legs and 1 spider wort. And then in the treasure chest back in the trophy room, they found 1,375 gold pieces, jewelry worth 225 gold pieces, a purple haze stone, which needs to be further identified by a jeweler or someone with sufficient experience with such stones. And then the party disembarked on their repaired ship. They used the ice toads to help them haul some of those treasures out and load them on the boat. And the villagers were quite delighted to be freed from the dragon's evil rule. And the party then returned to Waterdeep, where Lord Neverember forgives their letter of credit for the keep, as promised, and extends an additional 8,000 gold pieces letter of credit, which can now be used to construct a tower, a temple, or establishment. See you online.